Single or cuffed?
Single.
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 Cuffed.
Single.
Single.
Shit, I'm single. Fuck.
Oh shit. No. It was just my girl, you know?
A year. Almost a year.
About almost 3 years now.
Like 11 months? Around 11 months. Almost a year.
Recently? Like a month ago. Month? 2?
1 year and 9 months.
A year.
Well, if you're talking about actual relationship, honestly, I feel like I've been single my entire life. But in terms of just a relationship, it's been a while.
Shit. I wanna say 3 months from now.
About like 2 years. I'm free. Like I could just socialize with who I want and like not be concerned with what my girl's gonna think. You know what I'm saying?
Freedom. I don't have to worry about if my actions are going to affect someone else's life. Although you do have to do that every day, now it's not one person who's going to fuck me over if I don't do what they want.
You honestly get to do whatever you want without worrying about, is this person gonna be mad? Like, am I gonna feel like you feel more free to make your decisions without depending on another person and how it can affect the other person.
Yeah, so you get to like discover yourself, discover self-growth and self-care. So like, for me it was like, during high school I was just like figuring out who I was with my ex, and like after that I was like, okay, who am I? What does Kyle, what it comes out to like self-growth, and like you learn a lot about yourself after a breakup. Like it really makes you like the man and the person you want to become.
Honestly, it just gives you a lot more time to just think, just introspection, and you don't have like to worry about the other person all the time. Because when you're in a relationship, like most of the time the other person is always on your mind because you genuinely care for that person.
Personally, I got way more motivated to work on myself. Like, there's a lot of shit that I stopped doing while I was in that relationship, and there was a bunch of shit that was fucking me up a bit, you know? And yeah, mostly just work on yourself, be more independent, and you get to explore more stuff.
I don't know, I think I like it better, but I feel like just because I don't like going into relationships when they don't mean anything, like if I'm about to be in a relationship, it's because like the person is gonna bring me something. Like to me, a relationship is like I'm adding somebody that's gonna be like a best friend. So I feel like when I'm not in a relationship, it's not about pros or cons, it's just me living my life. And if somebody comes in, then they come in. If they don't, then they don't.
The pros of being in a relationship or being cuffed would be that you get to work on yourself with someone else. I don't know if you can understand that, but it's like you get to push yourself with someone pushing you. Like you just push each other to be better together. There we go.
You have someone that you can just like vibe with on a different level, or say things that you usually wouldn't say to like just like your friends?
I would say that, you know, when you wanna have fun or like just have a friend to talk to. Like I remember, I was in my house just thinking, I just want someone, you know, just like have someone. I feel hella lonely. Like I have those moments, I don't know why, it's just like out of nowhere, I'm just like, I wanna talk to someone, you know? Like I used to talk with my brother, but my brother is just more like, alright, cool, peace. But like having a girl, you can actually relate, add stuff, and also add personal stuff, and then learn from it, you know?
Sometimes you would like to snuggle at night, but you don't have that person with you. So like you just snuggle with the blanket, you feel me?
I'd like to say there isn't that many cons, but there's like a few, and it's mostly those very common ones like lonely nights, you know? There's nights where you're blessed, and then out of nowhere, it just hits you, like, fuck, wish you could talk to someone.
I don't think there's a con per se. It's just like you just don't have that other person that you can just connect with, like that other female, you know what I'm saying? Like you have your homies and everything, but there's something different about just having that one female that you can just vibe with.
Pretty much like it's like you don't have that like companionship I guess, but like it's different because like you always have your friends, and for me like my friends are like my brothers and my family, so like I always have them, but it's like it's different, you know, like with them like I don't even talk about my feelings and shit, but like with like a shorty I could be like, oh, you know, I could be soft.
When you don't agree on something, like rather it's like the smallest thing or a big fight, the cons would be like not being able to communicate correctly.
If you're with the right person, there shouldn't be cons.
There's no cons.
I feel like it's bad in this society a little bit just because when you're single and like people, like I feel like when people spark up a conversation with you, the first thing they're gonna ask you is like, oh, like what's up? Like, are you dating? Are you not dating? And then when you're like, oh, you're not dating, it's like you have nothing to say to them. So I feel like people view it as like if there's nobody in your life, you're less interesting in a way. It's like they have nothing to tell you, nothing to talk about. So I feel like that's the only thing.
Gets lonely, you know. You ain't getting no pussy if you're by yourself. You're being single. You don't want to be single. I don't want to be single, and that's a con to it, you know. Continue.
Because I'm fucking ugly. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
For me personally, I think that I prefer to be chased, but I end up chasing and not being the chasee.
Why am I in a relationship? Because I found love with someone.
Because I happen to find someone who, it just works.
I like to see progression in the things I create because, you know, I make decent shit. And that's where I really get like the sense of like fulfillment from it.
I met her in like an event or something, but then from there I tried to talk to her, and then we had this connection, and this is how I end up in a relationship.
I guess because I show way too much real quick. Like in a heartbeat, I open up too much.
Having a relationship is like adding a best friend. So if I don't have that bond with anybody, then I'm just not gonna like look for it, you know? If it's supposed to happen and it will, and I feel like it just hasn't happened, so.
I'm single because...
Stupid. Stupid! Fuck! I don't know, maybe I'm just still looking.
Because I work too much myself. Like I want to do too much like for me, and like I guess like I have too many goals set out for myself. I guess they don't understand like what I'm trying to do.
I have big dreams and I get uncomfortable talking about them to small-minded people. And a lot of people just don't understand me.
What do you miss about being in a relationship?
I think it's the constant attention you get from the person, and I don't know, it's just like you constantly have somebody to like talk to, and it's not weird to be like texting them 24/7, and it's not weird to be like bored and just be like, okay, can we go out, like, and you can be like super like spontaneous, and like you can be really weird, and I feel like, yeah, like it's like a second best friend. It's like somebody you add into your life and like you're really comfortable, and I mean, it's not like a girl, it's like a guy, so it's like, I don't know, I really like it in that way.
I don't. I feel like if you're in a relationship, it should be like if you're single, just they add on to your life. They shouldn't be like making your life different at all. It should just be making it better in certain areas.
What do you miss about being single?
Nothing. Wait, hold up. Nothing. I don't miss anything about being single because I'm not the type to go clubbing and like all of that. I just am a homebody, so.
Being able to have, not my better half, but to like have my better self with them. Like I won't say like when I'm with other people, I'm not a better self, but it's just like that one person always brings out their better half. So then like having that better half kind of like was nice.
Being able to have someone that will support you no matter what it is, even if it doesn't have to support you. They don't have to support you in actually making you go to do those things that you want to do, but just the fact that you have someone to fall back on.
There's nothing like that feeling where like you get to be like, yo, I did this, and then, you know, shorty's there ready to hold you with like open arms and shit, you know?
The acceptance, like, my girl would know that I am who I am because of like what makes me what I am. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just, once y'all get to that point where it's just like, you know her and she knows you, like she can accept my dumb shit and know that I'm still somewhat smart. And she can just like, it's just the vibe. Like, It's just all about the vibe.
It's just mutual dependence. Just being in a relationship means that like you can rely on a person while they rely on you, and you just won't be scared about it, and you can just admit it, and you're not gonna be ashamed to say it.
What do you miss about being single?
For real, I would say like I don't really like want to do Tinder, but it looks fun to like judge people and just swipe right, left. No, I saw a friend. No, yo.
Because if I stay alone for too long, I start getting really negative with myself. I criticize myself way more than anybody in the world ever could, and I really do think that if I need a relationship, it's because I need someone to tell me that I'm not a fucking waste every time I do something.
I feel like since I've started dating this person, I have found a way to love myself differently. Like, he'll push me. Why do I need this person? Because he'll push me more than I'll push myself.
I need some comfort, and there's stuff that I want to talk about and that I don't really want to talk to like my friends about. But I still trust you guys, you know? I still trust you guys. But like there's some private stuff that I'd rather talk with someone that can more like connect with me.
You know, you always have like love from your family, love from your friends, and like, you know, it's all cool and everything, but like they'll never be like, they won't be able to give you a family. There's one person that you want to grow with and like have all these activities to do with.
I don't need anybody. She helps me, she's there for me, but if she's not there, I would be fine.
I don't think it's really like a question of need. I think it's desire. Think about it. Like everything you've seen since you're growing up is about being in a relationship. Every freaking movie you watch, there's a relationship.
I don't think it's a question of need. I think it's just because we like to be validated by other people and we constantly need that. So we constantly look for that in other people. And then I feel like the best and the easiest way to get that is through relationships. When we're teenagers, we constantly want to be told like, yeah, and you look good and this and you're doing good. And then like when you have a partner, it's like they're kind of chained to that role.
I don't think you need one per se. Like, I feel like it's just something you want. Like, MJ had Scotty, Kobe had Shaq, I have Leo. You know what I'm saying?
You really don't need a partner.
Why do you need a partner?
You don't.
The one. That's such a weird thing.
There's no moment. There's no like specific moment where like he's the one. It's like a collection and like of different moments where you see like, okay, that person does this to me. Like if this happens, I know he got me. If this happens, I know this will happen. Like it's really like a bunch of things that made me think like, okay, I see him in my future.
See, when you're in a relationship, you know, you want this person for like further like into your future and shit. But like to know if they're the one, you would just have to like see where time takes it.
Like it's like a building block, right? Like you use one to build onto the other, to build onto the other, and then like ultimately you get that ultimate goal. And when you're done learning, well, there you get like the diploma, right? So you get like wifey. And
For me, it's mostly just, I mean, first of all, just enjoying the presence and like really just never getting tired of the presence, because that's how you really know they're the one. Because like the one is like, it's the person that you can really like spend like a long period of time with and never get tired of them.
I think that I will find the one once I find someone that I cannot live without. When I'm able to keep eye contact and know that that person is somebody that I'm not gonna want to leave.
When you're dating, everybody's the one, because obviously you're dating to build a future, you know? The one is just like the person you find yourself in the most.
No lie, yo, I fell in love in first sight. And I was like, that's the one.
I don't think you'll ever know, but you could get close to knowing. Like, you know, when shit hits the fan, you know there's that one person that you can count on. Like, it's that one call that you know is there for you.
When do you think you found the one?
About 2 years ago.
Nah. What happened? What caused the split?